Well, hello everyone. Very happy that this year was a leap year because I had more time to shoot this video. I was totally freaking out because the end of February just snuck up on me and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally not gonna be able to film my favorites video in time. And then I had an extra day, the 29th, and I was like, what? Let us jump into all of the things. Pretty much every dry shampoo that I've tried recently has just left my hair feeling dirtier and greasier and heavier, which is the exact opposite of all the things that I want. However, this one has been working really well for me, and it's the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Dry Shampoo. I really love this not only because it makes my hair feel really clean, but it also kind of doubles as a volumizing styling product. So if you are a fan of the Oribe Dry Texture Spray, this is what this feels like, except it makes your hair feel cleaner. That's the one thing about the Oribe texturizing spray. It says that it can replace dry shampoo, but for me, I'm almost out of this, so I actually just got the full size because, you know, I'm ready to commit. Guess who's been using a new makeup primer? It is so hard to pull me away from the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. This primer from Lancome has done just that. Can you believe it? Okay, I'm not sure if this is La Base or La Basse. Maybe both of those are totally incorrect, and there's actually a correct third option. So this is the Pore Eraser Primer, and I love this because of the way it feels on my skin. It's kind of like a gel cream formula, but you still get that same effect of really smoothing over your pores. It's a wonderful base for anything that I put on my face. It really helps my makeup last all day. The face makeup that I've been using with that primer has mostly been this Chantecaille Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer, and I wear the shade Nude. It doesn't make me greasy. I love the coverage that I get out of it, and it really looks like it's just your skin. It doesn't look like makeup is sitting on your face. Another thing from Chantecaille, apparently I've really been loving Chantecaille, the Camouflage Stylo Anti-Fatigue Corrector Pen. So this is pretty much just like all the other like concealer pens that you've ever seen, except that the product inside is really awesome. I love how light this feels underneath my eyes when I use it. So I just put it on the inner parts of my eyes because that's where I get the darkest. I blend it out. I really like how this keeps my under eye area hydrated. It doesn't crease or get cakey, and I can't feel it. I've really been loving cream blush, and I'm normally very anti-cream blush because I just always feel like they're gonna break me out and make me greasy. But you know, I've been giving them a chance, and I'm not hating it. Actually, I'm really loving it. One cream blush that I have just been obsessed with is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. It's actually kind of gross because I've used it so much, so there's like hair and stuff in it. This duo is called Rebel Without a Cause. There's a cream eyeshadow slash highlighter right here, which I've used a little bit, but I've really been using the blush. You can also use this color on your lips too if you want. This blush just gives you a really natural windswept looking flush, and it's so easy to work with. I just tap my finger in and then I pat a little bit on my cheeks and I blend it out, and it's just so lovely. I know we've all heard people say cream blush just looks so natural. Well, you know, I'm jumping on that bandwagon because I really agree. Last month, I was all about the Gwen Stefani palette, and this month, I am all about this Laura Mercier palette. This is the Eye Artist palette, and I got it at Sephora. I've used almost every single color in this palette, and my favorites have been Vanilla Nuts and Fresco, which I have on my eyes today. I mix those two together, and then I kind of put it on the inner part of my eyelid. And then I also really love Bamboo and Truffle. And I have Truffle on my eyes as kind of like a liner today. And I love how it kind of skews more in the purple direction, which I really like as far as eyeshadow colors, but then you have some good browns and neutrals in here too. And last for makeup, this lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury. It is Very Victoria. I have it on my lips today. Absolutely obsessed with this color. It's like a matte brown mauve and it's amazing. It's so 90s and so awesome. It really reminds me of the colors my mom would wear when I was a kid, since I grew up in the 90s. So when I would rummage through her lipstick, I remember seeing colors like this. And then she would get mad at me because I didn't know that you had to like wind it down. So I'd just put the lid back on while the lipstick was still up and I would smush it, and then she'd be like, "What happened to my lipsticks?" And I'd be like, nothing. Not me, the only child here. Who else is with me when it comes to Essie nail polish chipping like within the first day that you put it on? Can I see a show of hands? I'm putting up 2 hands for this. I love their color line and I hate how they chip. I have found something to allow me to use Essie nail polish while still wearing them for like 5 days with no chips, which is like a miracle in Essie nail polish land, let me tell you. I have been using the Deborah Lippmann Gel Lab Pro top and base coat, and I followed the directions to a T, and I feel like that is the only way that these top and base coats work perfectly. So it takes a little bit more dedication and maybe a little bit more time because you're waiting for every single coat to dry, but these really, really work for me. And I was wearing Essie topless and barefoot for at least 5 days and I didn't have any chips at all, and my nails were still shiny because of the top coat. These are my fave sunglasses right now. They're a really cool like orange red color depending on the lighting and how you stand, and you can get any combination of frame and lenses that you want. Other recent fashion fave, my Isabel Marant Dicker boots. And yes, if you watched my Snapchat Q&A, these are called Dicker boots. These are so comfortable for walking. They have a really low chunky heel on them. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. They're just so versatile. I've been absolutely captivated by this book. It is Chelsea Girls by Eileen Myles, and I kind of got this on a whim. I really, really love the bookstore in New York called Blue Stockings. I actually got this book because I thought the cover was so striking. I thought this was a beautiful photograph, and it made me curious, and I started flipping through the book, and I was like, you know, I think this could be interesting. Chelsea Girls originally came out in 1994 and was out of print for a while and then was republished in the last year. It's categorized as an autobiographical novel, so she's talking about her life, and I love the way that the author writes. I'm a big fan of her poetry, but I really, really love Chelsea Girls because you're able to just dive in to all of these stories. And what makes it really unique and really Eileen Myles is the way that she writes. She has such a strong voice, and she also abandons traditional spelling and punctuation. And if you watch readings that she has done like on YouTube, or if you've ever seen her in person give a reading, her Boston accent really comes out. And when you read this book knowing what she sounds like when she does readings, you immediately hear her voice coming through in her writing, and it's so strong and distinct. She really jumps around in her stories. Sometimes she's an adult, sometimes she's telling you stories from her teen years. It's cool to picture the landscape of New York City in like the 1970s. I was not alive in the 1970s, but but it's interesting to see how, especially a lot of people from my generation are nostalgic for a time like the 1970s in New York when none of us were even alive. I think artists from that time have really just created such an immersive world that's easy to sink into and that you just don't want to leave. All right, so that is gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed my faves this month. I know I sure did. I mean, obviously, they're my faves for a reason. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos coming your way very, very soon. If you would like to watch my last video, it will be right over there where you can click and watch while I go and eat some lunch. I'll see you on the internet, everyone. Bye-bye.